Hello, welcome to Krafting Kitty. My name is Erin and I'm excited. We're going to try something new tonight. So we wanted to start talking about favorite things. What are our favorite things? And things is so broad. It could be anything. So we thought to start we would be yarny. But it can branch into other things. I mean, maybe we'll talk about books, TV, movie, yarn, Brian's smelly liquids, board games, all sorts of things. But we'll start with yarn. And to try to pick one's very favorite yarn amongst all of the yarns out there would be too difficult. So we're going to have categories. Tonight I've pulled out a bunch of Red Heart. So we're going to talk about Red Heart, my feelings on Red Heart, and talk about a bit what is my favorite. I will preface this with I do not have absolutely every single type of yarn that Red Heart produces. It's vast. And I do have a number that I wasn't able to find. I have been reorganizing, moving my stash about, and I've lost some things in the shuffle. So I'm not going to be able to show you those. I can't find I have the roll with it. I have somewhere the roll with it tweed. I have some Red Heart Comfort and Red Heart Huga, which is really annoying because I really just had my hands on it and I don't know where I put it. Comfort Huga with love and soft. And again, with the Huga, they were all together. The Huga, the with love, the soft. And I don't know where they went. Ugh. But we move on. I have a vast array of other Red Heart options. So we will pop in with the classic Red Heart Super Saver. This in my hand is cornmeal, classic, standard, 4-weight, value acrylic, workhorse yarn. Very few people in their learning to do whatever fiber art, knit, crochet, plastic canvas, all of that. Very few people would not have started with Red Heart. It's affordable, it's durable. It is, in its classic Super Saver form, is not the softest. I will give you that. And a lot of the scratchiness, the stiffness depends on which dye is there. I've noticed the more saturated the color, the reds, the oranges, the really saturated colors, they're going to be stiffer, they're going to be scratchier. The less saturated the colors, the softer they are and will become. In my opinion, it all kind of softens in the wash. And you can wash this stuff. Washer dryer. Ease of care is high. So I don't have a problem with Super Saver. It doesn't hurt my hands to use. I can do it. Going along with that, now I have it when it was still just Super Saver. And it's the variegated. They have, from what I can tell in my purchasing, they've kind of moved away from just the variegated into pooling. Everything's branded pooling. When I was just starting, that's the end. When I was just starting knitting and making blankets, Red Heart Variegated was the way I always went. Now it's a bit, the super short variegations are a bit too too much for me, depending on the color palette. But Red Heart Variegated will always have a spot in my heart. This is a deep in the stash one. I don't know if they have this color anymore. It's called Bright Mix. Bright Mix. And then we have, what should we move to next? Let's do Shimmer. I've got two, I'm sorry, no, it's not Shimmer. It's Metallic. I've got two partial skeins of Red Heart Metallic. This to me is softer than the Super Saver. I used this in a project to make Chomps a sweater. He picked it out himself. So that's what the leftovers are for. Boy loves his reds and his sparkles. After his mommy's heart. But yeah, I feel like it's soft. As you use it, and once you wear it, I don't feel like you feel the sparkle at all. Can you see the sparkle? There you can see the sparkle. What I really like about the Red Heart Metallics is they often match the sparkle thread to the color of yarn. So it's not so glaring obvious that it's a different color sparkle. I appreciate that. I like that. In my opinion, as you crochet, especially with the yarn, I wrap the yarn a little tighter when I crochet than when I knit. I have a looser hold when I knit. But after time, I can feel that sparkle thread across my finger. It becomes a little uncomfortable. Take a break, go back to it, you're fine. But that is one thing about these. But then once the garment is created, I don't feel like you feel the sparkle that much at all. The other sparkle option I have in my stash, and I do not know if this is still on the market, but I've got a bunch of it because, like I said, I love my sparkle, is Red Heart Shimmer. This is, they say it's still a medium. They still say it's a 4. In my opinion, it's on the thinner side. This has a bit less sparkle to me. It's not quite as metallic shiny as, like, I feel like you can't see it at all. Maybe there a little bit. It's not as metallic shiny as the metallic. It's more of like a dusting of shimmer, a slight shimmer. I like that. I've used this to make hats, and I have a scarf and other things like that for bingo. This to me is softer still. And I think maybe because the sparkle isn't as pronounced through it, it's not noticeable at all when you're using it. I don't have that feeling of it against my finger. The next type of Red Heart I have is the Red Heart Super Saver Ombre. Super Saver Ombre, this one is the green apple color. It is a medium 4 again, 100% acrylic. This one, I find a big variance in softness depending on the color. This green, Chomps wanted me to make him a sweater out of it, and I did. And I washed it in the washer. It is so soft. It is so soft. And I love the ombre, the color change in this. It's subtle. I was watching a video from Mikey at the Crochet Crowd, and he was saying if you break down the Super Saver Ombre, there's actually 5 different colors inside of it. To my eye, I can only make out 4, which to me is like astounding. So that's just how gradual the change is. But there, I love this. This is the bulk of my cottagecore mosaic is Red Heart Ombre. and that's working up gorgeously. Got 3 more to show you, and then we'll talk about favorites. Woo! It's lost its dress. Talk about the new kid on the block. Well, for us in the US, this has been out in Canada for a while. I've got Super Saver Brushed. This one is in the colorway Clay. It's kind of a... it's clay colored, reddish clay colored. Kind of in the mauvey, pinky, reddy kind of realm. I have not yet worked this up, so I haven't actually knit with it. Based on the feel, it's very soft. It's very squishy. It's definitely softer than Classic Super Saver. It's softer than the ombre, like this. My concern with this one is how the halo on the brushed will stand up to wear and washing and things like that. But I am impressed with it thus far. I will use it and report back. Another option with Red Heart is the classic Unforgettable, which of course everyone is talking about because of the new Loops and Threads facets, which is a dead ringer for Unforgettable. It is soft, it is squishy, it is silky, it is roving, so the thickness will change. Sometimes it'll be thicker than others. That does bother some people. I enjoy roving. It's one of my favorites, so that is not a problem. Oh, I'm sorry. This colorway is Bistro. They classify it as a 4. There's a lot more 3s and 2s than 4s in a Red Heart Unforgettable. If you've used it, you know. Some feedback, it is 100% acrylic. Some feedback I've been hearing about the facets is that the facets is nowhere as durable as the Red Hearts. It likes to, I'm hearing lots of reports of breakage. I have not used my facets yet, so I can't speak from personal experience, but that is what I've heard on the YouTube streets. So be careful with that. But people who are reporting the breakage with the facets are saying that's one of the ways it's very different from Red Heart Unforgettable, and that they would prefer Unforgettable over the facets. Yeah, but this is machine wash and dry, all of that. To me, the things you make with Unforgettable is a little more delicate, so I would prefer to hand wash. But it is soft, it is silky, it has that sheen, it is lovely. And this one in particular has such a great ombre. Look at that gray. It's gorgeous. Final Red Heart yarn I have to talk about is Gemstone. Red Heart Gemstone. I feel like this one is a dark horse often overlooked. It's that marled, different colors of yarn. It's just like Puzzle. It's just like the Barcelona, the new Loops and Threads, Impressions. I'm blanking on the other one. I'm thinking, well, Mandala Tweed Stripes, but that's been discontinued. But yeah, it's got that gorgeous, gorgeous marling, tweeding, two-tony goodness. And oh my Lord, I love this yarn. I love this. I made one of my very first crochet blankets. I think it was actually the 3rd one I made. Red Heart Gemstones in the Olivine colorway. Here it is. There's my leftover skein from that project. I love it. It's one of the blankets that Brian and I kind of, no, it's mine. No, it's mine. I should not have made it just little kind of one person throw size. But I bought a bunch of this. This skein is for another larger blanket project. I've got 9 or 12 skeins of it. And I'm going to make a blanket of glorious proportions. I can't wait to do that. I love it. I think it's got beautiful color changes. It's soft. It's a little grabby. It's classified as a bulky 5. To me, it is more of a thick 4. I did find sometimes it got a little roving style where it would become much thinner in places than others. But I don't think it affected the overall blanket project. I really enjoyed working with this and am excited to work with it again. Okay, so we're talking favorite things. Let's rank them. I think okay. We'll go top 3. We'll do top 3. Number 3, I think, would be Unforgettable. I love the silkiness. I love the sheen. I love the softness. I love the feel. I really like it. Highly recommend it. I adore this yarn. I'm placing this number 2. I love this yarn. I love it, love it, love it. If you haven't used it, please do so. Like I said, it's not silky soft, but it's soft. That blanket I made is so cozy. I love it, and I'm going to love this next blanket. So, number 2. Number 1, my number 1 favorite Red Heart variety yarn, Super Saver Ombre. I use the heck out of this stuff. I will continue to use the heck out of this stuff. It is beautiful. It is gorgeous. It is durable. It makes lovely projects. They come in gigantic skeins at, you can get this at many different stores. Some stores carry certain colors. These Joann's, I know, has 2 exclusive colors. Sunny, the yellow one, and I believe they have one called Sand, which is kind of tannish colored. That's the only place I've been able to find those. Walmart carries a number. The price at Joann's is $9.49. Regular price. Get the coupons. Get it on sale. You can get it for much cheaper. I can often get these for high 5s. So $5.90, stuff like that. I can often get that at Joann's. Regular price Walmart is $7.45, I believe. Oh, I was just there today and I didn't even look. I $7.45, $7.44, $7 range. Not bad. I think it's a good price for it. You get 482 yards in these. You can do a lot with a skein of this. Okay, so, oh my gosh, I've talked way too long. I wanted to try to keep this to 15 minutes at most. Okay, so let me know your thoughts. Do you want to hear more of my favorites? What do you think about Red Heart in general? Do you have a favorite Red Heart variety? Is there one I didn't mention? Obviously, I said I didn't have access to those 3 or 4 varieties that I know are in my stash. Are there any that I completely didn't mention that you're like, woman, you need to go try this, go get your hands on it? I will gladly do so. Okay, have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye-bye.